What's up? Okay, because you speaking of what's up, what's up. So I know I sent you and the cousins a random text. We live by the way, sis. Hey y'all, hey.
Lord, hey,
I
y'all.
sent y'all a random text, you and the
Lord
cousins. I was
Jesus.
at the bar with, let's just say
Somebody's son.
somebody's son, yeah.
Okay. Mhm. Mhm.
And the conversation went to um who would you like a versus? They were like, oh, they should bring verses back. We're talking to the bartender at this point, some other guy who's just at the bar. We're all talking, and he's like, they should bring back verses. And then they were like, yeah, because that verses with Ludacris and I think it was Nelly. They were saying that one wasn't the best, and they were like,
I didn't even know there was a versus with
I
Ludacris and
had no
Nelly.
idea. Same sis. So they were talking about that, and then they were saying like, okay, so who would you have in who should have been in a versus against Ludacris? And the conversation was it should have been Ti because T Ludacris. There's no song that Ti has that Ludacris doesn't have a better song of. So as soon as somebody
Wait a
sunset,
minute. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Backtrack. Somebody said there's no song that Ti has that Ludacris doesn't have a better. Okay.
these were
I just want to
words
make
that
sure.
were uttered out of someone's physical mouth. Okay.
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 I'm
So
following you.
we're all
Picking
on
up
the
what you're
same
putting
page.
down.
You're picking up exactly as everybody. This is what's happening right before
Mm-hmm.
our eyes. This
Mm,
person is from Atlanta. This
mm.
person is from like actual Atlanta, not like I'm from Cobb County. Like, so I would actually be the one. It would make more sense if I said something like this. This
Yeah.
person is from the South Atlanta. So I'm just like, this is shocking to hear coming out of your mouth. I don't even know what to say. And not only that, but the bartender agreed. Not only that, the guy
With
next,
wait a minute. Hold up. You're telling me all three of them they're on the same team?
every last one of them, sis.
What did you call it? This is a what's your favorite word?
Diabolical. This
Diabolical.
is diabolical. I'm like, okay, I'm obviously living in some sort of alternate universe where Ti does not exist. Okay, and I actually love Ludacris. Like, I
Me, I
personally
was
do think
literally just about to say that.
I
He's a great
actually think
actor too. He's
he is
phenomenal.
full on entertainer, and I actually think he's underrated. I do think that he's actually
100%.
underrated for rapper, but I'm like, as a person from Atlanta, and I was having this conversation with our brother on earlier today. I was like, as a person from Atlanta, it's just was shocking to me that that was their preference. Like, if we're talking about a versus battle, you have more, and I'm like, I get on a mainstream level, like, okay, maybe somebody
Hmm.
from Chicago,
Yeah, yeah,
not even
yeah. They
Chicago or
would
St. Louis or
someone that just doesn't hear enough Ti, but that's all that we hear here in Atlanta.
yeah. I mean, and not Ludacris is
He's
from Atlanta too,
absolutely,
but there's something
absolutely,
about Ti to where his whole persona is not
yeah.
necessarily Atlanta. Ludacris is. I think I said that backwards. Ludacris. There's something about Ludacris where he's Ludacris, and I feel
Hmm.
like Ludacris is his own brand, and
And
he's
that
just
is
clear on that.
ludicrous that they would even say such a thing. God, so money, they
It
ain't been
is.
raised right. That's all that is.
It
No,
had to be
I'm
said.
I'm
I didn't
kidding.
say it.
Don't listen to me. This is okay. So this is what I feel. Right.
Okay, let's talk
It's
about it.
almost like, and even though I know we are from Atlanta, majority of at least my time as a growing up was spent in Cobb County, but I spent a good amount of time in Atlanta, um, and
Right.
even the fact that I know some of the same people that Ti still hung with to this day. Our brother R hung out with some of the guys and played basketball with them in the neighborhood that we lived in because Ti used to go to Pebblebrook. Not when we went to Pebblebrook, but he was from that area, right around. We
Bankhead.
we were right down Bankhead. We were right down Bankhead. So that just makes sense to me when you said that. I was like, well, maybe he's from Gwinnett County because these Gwinnetters they different, you know. But knowing that it's almost like, let me just say this, and don't listen to me, but maybe you should listen to me. It's almost like people comparing Monica to Brandy. How Monica is a phenomenal singer, and she's from the A. Phenomenal.
Yes.
There, I even feel like me and her. I almost feel like me and her act a lot alike.
Y'all are kindred spirits for sure.
Absolutely. But Brandy,
when we're talking about vocal
and
performance,
vocal lyricist, I guess that's what you would call it, between Ludacris and T.I. Mm-hmm. Right? I feel like they go hand in hand. Listen, don't listen to me. I love all of the artists that we just named. Like,
love them down. It was just surprising to me. And I didn't even put up a fight because I was like, I'm outnumbered. And I was like, you know what? I see what y'all are saying. I'm just surprised. So let me go to the folks that I trust a little bit more than I trust y'all and see, am I tripping?
The way that you, hold on, I just gotta read just at least one of them, y'all.
Oh, shucks.
Just one of them, okay?
Yeah, because I think I had the group chat in a little bit of a tizzy, if I do say so myself.
It was O, B, and cousin Jazz, right? Lo just hit us with literally 8-11. T.I. versus Ludacris. Who you got? That's it.
That's all.
That's the start of the conversation.
This is how I'm coming at y'all.
Man, everybody went in on T.I., baby. So then, I don't know if I should say. Can I read this?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I screenshot it and told him.
Oh, okay, so Lo says, okay, I'm trying to see if I need to break up with my man for choosing Luda over T.I. Hold on. This is what is hilarious, because I just assumed, I was like, well, he's from the outskirts. He's not from within the perimeter, right? Lo's like, no, red flag. Red flag, right?
East side.
Cause Jazz say, go on, turn him loose. Ain't no way.
I screenshot that specifically and said, see, my advisors who have known me all of my life are advising me.
Go on, turn him loose.
So
yeah, cousin O said, you don't need that type of stress, cuz. Come on now. What is we talking about? What is we really talking about?
So I just needed to.
Sorry
yeah,
to this man. I'm so sorry. I like him a lot. Yeah. I can't say nothing.
Girl. So yeah, that's what's been going on in my world. Anyway, hey y'all.
Hey, that was a whole tangent. This is how we start our conversations, just on a regular.
In real life, yeah, y'all should know. But yeah, y'all, welcome back to another episode of Don't Listen to Me podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Lo,
and I'm Alnisa. What's up, y'all?
What's up? I'm trying to turn my volume up, child. I feel like it's so low.
Oh, I hear you loud and clear, baby.
Oh, okay, it's working now. I turned it up. My end, it was low.
Yeah. What we need to toast, because I want to sip on something, but you ain't. Are you not sipping on anything? What you sipping?
You go first.
The way
I'm doing you. I'm doing a you. You usually do that to me, but it's my
okay. I'm drinking some Pinot Noir. I'm just tell y'all a quick story. I had came home real quick and cooked some. Had made some salmon bites.
I saw that on TikTok.
Honey glazed salmon bites with some broccolini. I paired it with my red wine. It was so tasty. What you drinking, sis?
Okay, so I'm just getting over a little cold. Y'all can't tell because you know what I'm saying. But I am. But my throat is still a little scratchy.
Okay.
So I made me a little hot toddy.
Okay.
I got a little hot toddy in one of my favorite mugs. It says, I wet my plants.
Now, if that's not the cutest thing, so what
Isn't
kind of
it
what kind of
though?
liquor you got in there?
I have some whiskey, some I think it's
Okay.
some Tennessee whiskey. I can't remember, but I think cousin Malk when he
Ooh.
came over here, it's that same liquor that he bought, and this was like all the way in
That
October.
was
I
my
still haven't finished
birthday.
it.
That was my birthday
It
celebration.
was. So I
Wow.
have a shot of that in here, and this is Tazo's organic spicy ginger tea. I put 2 bags in. I
That's gonna
put
get you
a
right.
I put agave.
Oh,
I don't like honey. I don't mind honey, but it takes so much honey. I'm Southern, y'all. I need it sweet. It takes too much honey to get it as sweet as I want it, and that's my my cheat code. Agave, you can put less, and it just as sweet.
okay.
And then I put just a splash of lemon juice,
A
and this
smidget.
is perfect.
All right. Well, cheers to you, sis. I'm
Cheers,
glad you're
cheers to
feeling a little
y'all.
better.
I am. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Whew,
Now
red
that
wine is
that's,
always.
I know that
Mm.
tea is good too. Now that that's settled, are we gonna catch up with the folks? Y'all, I know we went live just a couple of weeks ago, but you want to
Yeah.
tell the folks what you've been up to, sis? Just quickly, I
Child, what
guess.
have I been up
I
to?
know a lot.
A lot. Real quick, fast, and in a hurry. So last week was my husband's birthday. As y'all know, I talked about this probably more than a few times. He is a Valentine's Day baby. So
What's that
we
sign? Aquarius or Pisces?
Aquarius,
Oh, he's
Aquarius.
almost Pisces. Okay.
Yep. Because my son is now my son's turn. He's a Pisces. He's a leap year baby. I got a Valentine's Day baby, big baby, and my leap year baby. So on his birthday, we went out to actually we just went out to the movies.
Oh,
Um,
nice. What did y'all see? Did you go see One Love?
we actually ended up seeing One Love this past Monday. When we got back on Monday. We went to go see it Monday,
Okay.
but it was sold out. We didn't buy our tickets ahead of time,
Mm.
just like in words, right? But we got there, and Mom had told us about. I'm surprised that she.
Beekeeper.
Yes, did you see that?
No, but I heard it's good. It's good.
Oh my God, it was really good. I
I
was
think
like,
it's on Amazon Prime now. I might
is
just have to
it?
rent it. I think
I was
so.
surprised that Mom watched it. I said, Mama, this is a little violent. No, it was
Oh,
good.
okay.
It was
Yeah,
it was
Jason
a
Statham.
suspense.
That's yeah.
It was so good. I was not expecting that, but I didn't have
Mm,
any idea of what it was about,
me
none
either.
whatsoever. And so I went in totally. We just went in totally blind. We was like oohing and ahhing the whole time, and I'm glad it was like half empty theater because we were loud.
Making a note. I love that Mike actually really likes movies and TV shows because that's
Yes,
part of a successful
interacting. Right. I need you to
relationship.
interact with me.
Cause we like such a good movie and TV show, and I be like wanting you, somebody's son, to like the show and like be into it. Like, I want to talk about it.
Yes. So but that was fun. And then the next morning, early morning, we flew out to New Orleans to kick it for the weekend. It was myself, one of my cousins, and my cousin's wife, which is my cousin. My husband's two brothers came out. And my brother
Oh
B
my
came
gosh, I
out,
love it.
and we
I'm
ate
mad I missed
good.
out.
We went to, of course, Bourbon Street and listened to the band play and listened to all the drunken people. It's crazy because while we were there was a guy tap dancing in some Air Force Ones, right? No lie, this dude is on the Shade Room. While we were there, somebody had recorded him, and I said, y'all, we just walked past this guy. That's the guy we just walked
Yo.
past, and he was on the Shade Room.
Oh my gosh.
That baby was tap dancing away. Do you hear
On
me?
the street?
On the street of Bourbon Street. Yes,
That's why I
with
love
some.
New Orleans. You gonna get
It
me
was
entertained.
yes, and then we went to the next night. We went to French Quarters. Is that how you say it? French Quarters or
Frenchman Street?
Frenchman Street? Yes, Frenchman Street. And there's this blues club called, and I love this too because everybody isn't into live music. Like I feel like we are, but everybody was so into it. And it was this blues club called Blue Nile. And it was like, I'm gonna pronounce his name. What's Fred? I don't even remember. Fred Sanford. What's his name? Red Fox. Red Fox.
Oh yeah, Red Fox.
It was like that raspy singing voice, and he was playing his trumpet. They had the live band.
He was singing and playing the trumpet.
Yes, it was so amazing. Oh God. And then, you know, we went to the casino. The guys wanted to watch, you know, all of the games, the all-star games. So I went to the casino, me and my cuz, we played the casino while the guys were kind of just, you know, watching the games. And I won $150.
Hey, let me incoming Cash App request.
Good thing I don't got Cash App.
You your daddy's daughter. You your daddy's daughter saying that.
So yeah, so went back to work on Tuesday, and I am thankful to God that tomorrow is Friday.
Girl, you were off Monday. Yeah, it always feels like that. Like the week seems so much longer when you have a vacation and you're off Monday. Cool, child.
I'm like, good God. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. What you been up to,
girl?
What you been up to, Sugar?
Girl, a lot. I wasn't able to go with y'all to New Orleans because I had a work trip. This was my first work trip. There was a conference in Mexico City for my work trip, and it was really nice. The resort we stayed in was just beautiful. It looked like something out of Game of Thrones. It was beautiful. Oh, it was so beautiful. And it was just nice. Like, you know, we work hybrid, so I get to see my team a couple of times out of the week, but it's a global operation. So I'm emailing and calling these people for years, and I've never
put a face with a name. Oh, that's nice.
And likewise them with me. So I had like my manager's manager came up to me and was like, Lauren, I want you to do this small presentation. It's gonna be very quick. And I'm like, I feel comfortable public speaking for the most part. And so I was like, okay, sure. She literally told me the day before she wanted me to do it. So I put like a little 1, 2, 3, 4 point thing together. And I did my little presentation, child. Yay! It turned out good. I did, you know, get hit with a few microaggressions afterwards. Everybody came up, well, not everybody, but quite a few people were like, because, okay, let me preface it by saying I was one of maybe 5 Black people in the whole trip, and there were over 100 people that came. And 4 of the other Black folks were from my team. So, no, it might have been 7 of us. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them were from my team. We have including me. Okay. And then there was another 2 people that was 7 that were Black. Yeah. And it's over 100 people. So anyway,
wow.
At the little party later on that night, people were coming up to me like, "Oh, we hear that you're leaving," because I'm transitioning into another role shortly. And they were like, "Oh my God, what are they gonna do with you?" And one of the ladies was like, "Oh my God, I mean, because you're just so well spoken, you're just so articulate. Like when you got up doing the speech today, I was like, oh my gosh, who is that?" And she named someone, and it's literally the only white woman on our team that she taught. I was like, girl, no.
Black people can be articulate too and enunciate their words.
She was just going on. When I tell you she was going on and on to the point, I just eventually had to be like, yeah, she was drunk. She was, I think, I can only assume, but still, that was just crazy. She was like, there were no 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 pauses. And I know, like I said, I'm comfortable, even if I'm nervous.
Because you already do this. This is what you should have said is, I ain't new to this, baby.
You wanted to say another B word, and I know that for a fact.
Baby, I'm mother effing true to this, baby.
You are
Google me.
wild. Oh, I can't wait.
Whew. Whew.
I cannot wait to bust that out on somebody. Google me.
Google me. Child, I told you somebody did that to me one time. I said, nigga, if you don't get
No
lost,
way, Nisa. Somebody
I
said
had to
that
tell you that. I had to tell you that. I thought I said this on here. This is definitely
I don't remember.
no
Girl.
lie. This had to be maybe 10 years ago. And I know we're getting off track. We're going to get back on real quick.
Yes.
But this guy was very adamant about talking to me. And he, first of all, I'm short, but he was short.
That is
right.
You are short.
And I could tell he just had an ego. And I was kind of just like, yeah, no, I'm good. And he looked me dead in my eyeballs and said, I swear, he looked me dead in my eyeballs and said, you don't know who I am? And I said, no, should I?
Okay.
He pulled out his card and said, Google me.
Okay. I have to know, did you Google him?
Hell no, I didn't Google him. I dropped that card so fast and said, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are.
You said that to him?
No, I said, I actually said, okay. I took the card, I walked away, and I dropped the card.
Now I want to know
who I am. Do you know who I am? I'm a child of God. Check yourself.
You better say that. Sips wine.
Girl. I was like, I have never in my life been so just.
What are you saying,
the audacity. Sir? You pull out your card and tell me to Google you because I told you I don't want to talk to you, and you think that's gonna change my mind. I'm gonna show you. Anyway, well, I digress.
Anyway, yeah, so that happened. That was like my first time experiencing that, but it was a really good trip overall. But I think that's what got me like a little congested, just moving and shaking and moving afterwards. I was just, that Tuesday I was supposed to be going into the office. I was like, oh, my throat is literally on fire. Hell snap. And then, girl, you'll never believe this.
Wait.
I went to a 5 a.m. workout class on Monday. I want that to sink in.
Did you work out?
I worked out, Lisa. I actually worked out. Girl, I worked out. I worked out. So I actually think I was having an allergic reaction to working out. I think that's why I got sick.
Shut the F up, Lauren. Just cut it out. Just cut it out.
Yes, girl. I had a reaction, child.
What kind of workout was it?
It was you remember Effects Fitness in Atlanta off of like Metropolitan Ave? I don't know if you remember, but it was like a gym somewhere off of 166, like Langford Parkway area. You know Langford Parkway, girl.
I do, but East I don't know what gym you're talking about.
Oh no, yeah, I it's not a gym that you would know, but I can't remember I can't remember actually the name of the gym, but it was really nice in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a lot of people there. But you know me, like I'm gonna.
You committed. 5 a.m.
I did. I went with cousin Haley. I expressed my disdain for what every step of the way. I did, but I also came around because he was the trainer was really nice, and he was like, you know what, you can do this. Just you got this. Like focus, and he was encouraging us and but there was a point where he was telling us like the next things to do, and I was like, I can't believe that everybody in here is so in shape. Like I can't do that. I'm not in shape. I was really negotiating with him, like, you're asking me to do things that you think that I can do because these people are in shape.
Lauren,
I cannot do that.
Just stop it there.
I'm gonna modify what you're telling me just a tad because he just was laughing. He was like, "It's okay, we're gonna get you there." I'm like, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it past this particular session, but
I
thank
don't know if
you.
you're gonna see me again. I don't know if I'm gonna be
I
back.
don't know, but I did actually buy another pass that
Oh,
Wednesday.
good
But I was
for you.
under the weather, so I didn't go Wednesday. But I did email them to ask them like, hey,
Oh,
can I transfer this to like next Monday or whatever? So I might go. I might pull up. But anyway,
5 a.m.
child.
I was actually thinking about doing. I haven't. I usually do a, let's see, 7 a.m. class on Saturdays, and it's like an hour and a half class. It's intense.
No.
But usually I have so much stuff. Like there's so many things that I have going on Saturdays for the next, I don't know how many weekends. I literally contemplated signing up for the 5 a.m. class tomorrow morning. I can't do it. 7 o'clock is early enough for me. And if I gotta go to work out at 5 o'clock and then go to work afterwards,
Yeah,
ain't gonna be
diabolical.
no good. Diabolical.
But you know what?
Enunciate. Diabolical.
It actually was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. It was nice getting started early, getting my workout in, and literally when I was
Starting your
walking back
day.
to the car, I was like, people always say you always feel so much better after working out. The lie detector determined that was a lie. I do not feel better, but I am happy to have an earlier start to my day. I'll just say that. So maybe we can say, let's just say, I
No,
do feel
I
better.
don't necessarily think, for me, I'll say, don't listen to me, but for me, I don't feel better when I go and work out because the workouts that I do are pretty intense, but I feel better after the knowing that I actually worked out. I mean, I don't feel better like in a sense of, oh, that was great. I feel better in the sense of, God dang, I'm glad it's over, and I actually finished.
I can
Burn some
agree.
calories.
I can agree to that. I can
Yeah.
agree to that. Yeah, I can agree to that.
All right.
Anywho,
What are we talking about tonight, sis?
y'all, tonight we are talking about what has broken the internet. No, it's not our good sis Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter this time.
No.
It's our good sis Risa. What? Tisa. Down to the TikTok with her TikTok original series.
My God.
The Faith. Did I marry? Shout out to Sister Bun.
Sister Bun reposted that and said, "Who the Faith?" Let me tell y'all.
Who the Faith that I married?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this had the community in a chokehold. I think
a chokehold.
It had the community in the chokehold. This was a 52-part series on TikTok. Our good sis Risa Tisa is, I don't know where
from
she was
Atlanta.
born.
She's well.
I think she said she's from
Atlanta.
Jersey, but she was living in Atlanta at the time. Yeah, I guess she's mainly raised maybe in Atlanta and was here. She essentially got into a relationship with.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you haven't watched all 52 episodes, spoiler alert.
Thank you, sis, for sure. She gives a very detailed account of her experience meeting, dating, being engaged to, marrying, and divorcing a pathological liar. Now, while I was looking up like different things, they were saying there's a difference between pathological
liar. Go ahead, I'm listening.
And a compulsive liar, I think, is the thing. So they were saying like compulsive liars, a lot of times they have reasons like, oh, I lied because of this or lie because of that. But with a pathological liar, there's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's no.
I'm glad you made that distinction because I really was gonna make that distinction. So thank you.
Yes. So there's no limit to how far they'll go, how small they'll go. It's just all over every single thing you can just basically assume that comes out of a pathological liar's mouth is a lie. Do you want to take it over from here, sis?
Sure. So basically, I'm gonna just tell y'all my experience, okay? Because I don't want to give too many spoiler alerts away, but we can touch on it, right? So Lo in the chat with Lo and Haley, Lo, I think I don't even remember how it started, but this was like on a Monday or a Tuesday where you texted our group and was just like,
I want to interject because Y'all know I follow the on stages, so I saw a like a reel or a TikTok of Mrs. Kev on stage arguing.
Yes, tell me, is your real name Kevon or Kevin?
She was like, I just think it's funny how everyone calls you Kevon,
Kevon.
but you say that your name is
Your name is
Kevin.
Kevin.
And then he's like, we have kids together. We have 2 kids. She said, are they mine? Y'all, I about fell out when she said, are they mine? So I was like, okay, what is this about? So that's when I like was looking at the comments and was like, okay, I was actually a little delayed.
Hey,
like,
Kevon.
hey, Kev.
Hey, Kevin.
By the time I saw it, it was just like late. So anyway, I just wanted to say that's what got me started.
The start of it.
Yeah, apparently our cousin Haley had been watching it before.
Really?
I caught on. But yeah, go ahead, sis.
Child, listen, first of all, I hadn't been on social media because I've just been, living my best life, celebrating my husband's birthday, and just checked out. Had no idea what was going on social media. None. Clueless. Come back and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stay off social media for a couple of days. I got to get my mind right. I got to go back to work. Yeah. Then Lo hit me with the whole, who the F did I marry? And all I did was type it in TikTok. And sure enough, Risa came right on up.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know any back history. I didn't know how many parts it was. It sucked me in like I was watching a Netflix series that had such a strong hold on me that I just couldn't shake it. I started watching it on Tuesday. I just, during my lunch break, I said, oh, I'll just see what this is about. Sitting in my office, I'm just going to see. 3 TikToks in, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have to play this in the background. I'm going to have to listen to this like I'm listening to an Audible.
Yes, like a podcast.
At my desk. Yes. To the point where there was I'm typing and doing my duties, walking around the office with my earbud in, still hearing what's going on. There were parts where I was like, oh, what did she just say? Had to rewind. I don't listen to all 52 parts in 3 days, y'all.
Same.
All of it.
Yep, it took me 3 days as well, but I listened on like double or 1.5 speed because I was just eager to like hear what was happening.
I needed to hear it. I didn't. She's long-winded.
She was long-winded. She was very detailed.
Very detailed. Mm-hmm.
It was very crazy. I was looking at the comments. The comments was like, "Girl, I divorced my Legion in 2010."
Okay.
So funny, Nisa.
Okay,
it's not funny. It's just it's unbelievable, honestly.
I don't know if it's that unbelievable.
Are you serious? It's
not to that. Okay, no, it is unbelievable. But
I believe her, but it's just like so wild.
It's so many different layers to it, to where it's like,
this is nuts. I've never heard so many infractions.
We're gonna tell y'all. We're gonna tell y'all basically. Okay, so the backstory is this lady. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This lady on TikTok recorded, and TikTok only lets you record in 10-minute increments. Yeah. What is 52 times 10? How many hours did we watch?
520 hours, child. I think that's like like almost 5 hours worth of show. That's a season of Game. Darn near a season of Game. That's like
yes,
over a season of Insecure, child.
She talks about how she met this guy. First red flag was she met him on 2 different dating apps, And one dating app had one name, the other dating app had a different name. They matched on both dating apps. She did not know she was talking to the same person because the same person had two different names. And they decided to joke about that afterwards. Mm-hmm. Okay. Goes on into the story. She just got caught up in, oh, a man is taking care of me. I wonder what he looked like. Is he good looking?
No way.
I was wondering that. You think he's good looking? No. I just don't know, because she put up with a lot of BS. How is it? She talked so much in detail about how she had everybody's name, the brothers with an S, the sisters with an S.
Yeah. She did say that once she saw him originally, she was like, oh, his pictures match, you know how he looks. He's good looking. So he must have been good looking, at least to her. Good looking is relative, child. Who knows? But he must have been at least good looking to her. But I'm like, I really think it must have just been the quarantine. It just seemed like it was
the quarantine. It was just the circumstances.
The perfect conditions for her to just got like this. What I want to know is, I guess there was a lot of lies, y'all. Basically everything was a lie. There was nothing that was the truth. Sis, at what point would you have checked out? Like, just say at your most naive age.
Yes.
At what point would you have checked out?
I would have checked out when the first house fell through, when he could not prove, and I'm trying to think of the timeline, because there was a point where they had went shop. It was so many. They went house shopping. Like, I said, why you keep going house shopping with this nigga that you know?
It was driving me crazy.
What are you doing? She was just so hopeful.
Like, there's no way
house shopping with the dude that gives her a paper that shows that he's approved for $750,000 of a house. Looking at these mansions, talking about he gonna pay cash money off with his offshore account. Your offshore account?
He said he was a VP for not a VP for the entire company, but like a VP of a specific department within the company.
And you know what? The reason he was able to even get to that point was because he was paying all her bills.
Yeah, but she said she was paying her rent. He was paying the house.
No, he was paying her rent.
You got to go back and listen.
I thought she said he was paying everything and she was just keeping her money for herself.
She specified that. She did say that originally, but you know, she had like several checkpoint videos where she was like, let me be clear. Yeah. She was like, let me be clear. When I say he was paying all of the household bills, I mean, he was paying all of the utilities, all of the everything other than the rent. She was like, I paid the rent and he paid all of the household bills, which still, honestly, I'm like, most places, I don't know.
She did say her rent was less than $1,000 or something like that.
Yes,
so
she did say
probably
that. So
as much
he
as
probably
utility bills.
That's what I was thinking. Like, he probably was contributing an equal amount to the household, you know, as her. And then eventually he helped her get the Nissan and was helping her.
Girl, it's so many different layers.
It was stressful, and I know we're all over the place. Y'all kind of have to watch it to know why this is all over the place, because it was just so insane. But so you would have checked out at the first house?
Maybe the first or the second time we went, because this was the key point to me, the key turning point to me. Maybe it was one of those things where I think the first time around, it wasn't that they went, so for context, they went house shopping. She got pregnant, right? She got pregnant.
And they were expediting that process.
They were expediting the process, wanted to be in a bigger place, a bigger space. So they decided to go house shopping. He showed her an approval letter from Chase or Wells Fargo, one of them, that said he was approved for $750,000 to purchase a home. They're doing all this house shopping. The first realtor, they done went through so many realtors, right? The first realtor takes them to like 25 different houses.
That would have. I'm not doing.
That's why I can't. No, that's why I couldn't. No. And then when it comes down to the final, okay, you wanna pay. This house is $690,000, and she says out loud, "Oh, I thought this was too much house, but I love the home," and he was adamant about it. He said he was gonna put a cash offer. He put a cash offer in, and then refuses to show proof of income that he can cover the cash offer.
I don't even. Yeah, I don't get that. I'm like, because I do know, like, even at my most
big age,
naive and vulnerable, I don't know if. And I've never bought a house either, so don't get me wrong. But I'm like, I do know that you have to show proof of funds. So I don't know. That would have been a massive, like, you playing something ain't right, and I'm definitely not gonna go from this point to marrying you now.
Yeah.
And don't listen to each other, because I've married for silly reasons before. So I mean,
but no, listen. But the whole point of her saying every morning he's on the phone with his brother, talking to his brother.
Medication, and nobody's talking about that. This is serious, guys. This is
talking
serious.
To his brother that she can't even hear on the other end. And
he on the phone talking about some,
whole.
Hello. Yeah, no, she right here.
Yeah, B said hey.
I was telling him, I said hey. Lauren said hey. And there's no one. The phone's dead.
No one there.
There's no one here. One there for 35 minutes every single morning for 6 months. She said. He done took her to just a random people's grave site and said, "This is my grandparents is dead up in here." We paying respect to somebody. Just I saw
he got a company car. He got a company car. It's too much.
One TikToker ran up on her husband and said, "Where is your grandmama buried?" I said, "You know what? You asking the right question, sis. Because where is your grandmama buried?"
you know what they're asking. Remember, he this is what the kicker was. He was a football player. Arena football. The only reason I know about that is because a couple of our cousin Shaq, I know he played arena football, but I don't know nothing else. Right?
Me either, yeah.
The guy said he played arena football, so that's where he got all his money from. And he went to a school in California.
San Diego.
They ain't got no records of him. And as soon as she says, they don't have no records of you.
He said, I'm a private citizen. My daddy paid money so that what ended up pissing me off towards as the story progressed, I was like, why is she continuing to ask him questions?
Why?
You've done your due diligence, ma'am. You know what the truth is. Why are you asking him the questions at this point? Now it's just a matter of saying, hey, I know that you're lying about this. And the one untied loose end that I was like, well, what did he have? He was sick. She said he done lost all this weight. I'm thinking it's about to end a little bit more crazier than this, but now it's just like, well, what happened?
We're left on a cliffhanger. That's why they got to make a movie out of it.
What sickness did Legion have, y'all? What could it have been?
Has had social media on a chokehold. I saw a woman talking about me after watching all of the episodes. She busted in the room and was like, I need to see your school records. Yeah, I know you told me you went to you went to homeschool, but I need to see
that was her.
I need to see those records.
She was the one that also bust out. And where is your grandmother buried? That was
another woman was like, the man was like, hey, mama said hey. She's like, oh hey, tell her I said hey, and put on speakerphone.
It's put her on speakerphone from now henceforth and forevermore.
But the kicker was she was very descriptive in differentiating between the phone calls that were never on speakerphone,
and
the phone calls that were on speakerphone. So it was one of those things where it's like she ain't had a clue, baby.
But I'm like, you know what? I appreciated her taking accountability and being like, yeah, I really
Absolutely.
wanted to be in a relationship. I'm a church girl and I got pregnant. I'm living with this man. Like, I was like, oh, it's finally my turn. Questioning myself, like, girl, are you so jaded that you can't even believe that you got a good man? And I'm like, oh, bless her heart, bless her heart.
Oh,
So I'm like, I appreciated her taking accountability for some of these things, but like we're saying, some of these lies are just so like pointless to where it's like
what are we doing?
there
What are
is
we
there
doing?
is not a reason to say these things. It's like honestly, his normal life as a forklift driver, it seemed like he made pretty good
Decent
money,
money.
decent money enough to contribute what he was contributing. And I'm like, he didn't have to go. I got an offshore account, and we getting a
I'm
eight
the
hundred thousand dollar
VP,
house. Like,
and
bro,
I'm buying you a BMW with cream seats and taking her. That was another thing. Why would you waste your weekends going to different car lots for him to be picking up the phone talking about some? Oh, I'm gonna transfer this money. You need the transfer account. The whole made up assistant that he had, it's just it's mind blowing, and he does have issues. I mean, like, and all his family members were saying he's been a liar since he was a kid.
I'm like, they should have got him some help then, Lord,
Then
because they didn't even know about the wife before her or her. They didn't know about
okay,
her or the wife before her. They only knew about the first wife in Rhode Island.
listen, so I was wondering because I am a fanatic of the Breakfast Club, and I've been listening to Breakfast Club all week, and I was like, dang, they ain't even talked about the
Maybe it
woman
was
with the who the
pre-recorded.
f did I marry, right? Today, Jess Hilarious started reporting on it that she played little clippings of it, and both Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy was like, well, this is wow, this is entertaining, right? And Charlamagne the God gonna say, y'all don't listen to me, but I'm just reporting what he said. He said, you know what? She sound like she got a wide back. He said she sound like she got a wide back. He said, you know what? I don't want to hear no more. He was like, he was going in. But the point of the matter is, I think I told you this. We didn't talk about it in extensively, but she has set a tone for TikTok creators now. This is going to be a new trend that so many people you can see a whole series now. You're gonna be able to see a whole series on TikTok. Matter of fact, with the storytelling of I commend her because you have to be a great storyteller. We talk about that often, right?
Yeah, and consistent. Like she was like, I'm going to get this out to y'all. I'm going to clarify some points here and there. Be patient with me. We're going to work through this together. She was like really talking to her audience. Like, I'm not just telling a story to the void to avoid. Like, I'm telling it to y'all. We in this together. So
She
it was crazy.
was good. Do you hear
That girl
me?
good.
I was literally like, wow, she is a good storyteller.
Yeah.
She got something on her. Then when she was talking about the passport and he was trying to take her to London, of course, everything on my timeline on TikTok now is
She got her
who the F.
trip.
She got her trip. You saw that?
I saw that. I'm happy for her, and I was like, man, it's really interesting how because this kind of okay, not to get too. Hopefully, I'm not reaching, but it kind of to me kind of goes back to the point that we were talking about with Monique, like harping on her story, like going back and rehashing everything that she's been through. And when I asked the question, like, okay, well, when is it like wanting someone to be held accountable versus, you being seen as bitter? And obviously, her telling her story is going to put her in the line of fire, but
Mm-hmm.
overwhelmingly, she sees like she has much more support than people like
Then
who are,
exactly.
yeah, who are not supportive. And it made me think of the first two wives and even that girlfriend between, who I'm sure had similar experiences and knew he was a pathological liar. And it's like, man, they never said anything, at least like not on a public platform. Like they haven't, who knows how they, when they told their story, how it was received, or if they just felt like, you know what, that happened to me. I don't want to seem bitter. I don't want to be putting it all out there. So I'm going to just hush. I
Yeah.
don't want him in my life. I'm gonna just keep it moving, which perfectly fine. But it's also like, I'm not mad at the woman who's like, yeah, this was my story, y'all. This dude, he was crazy. I'm not airing him out. If you like, it's almost like you
I
just
ain't
have
trying to
to.
call him out. I'm just trying to tell you my story and what I went through.
Exactly. And you will never know who he is if you didn't know her or who she was married to at the time. So
Exactly.
just to us, these millions of people watching, we can guess and like find people's profiles. And honestly, these folks making responses could or could not be Legion. It could just be somebody riding on the coattail who want to have a little
Get a
15
little piece
seconds
of
of fame.
the right.
So I'm like, I don't, that's no problem to me. So maybe it's the difference is she's not necessarily calling him out. She's just saying like, this is the craziest thing that happened to me. It feels cathartic to get this off of me and to like tell the world my story, you know. And at the end of the day, yeah, he wrong. Hopefully he's paying for his consequences, blah 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 blah. But I don't know, what do you think about, like, do you think it comes off as her being bitter, or she
No,
just kind of,
I think it might. I don't know. I don't know if it's bitter, but I there were some points where I was like, oh, she really needed to get this off her chest, and you know, maybe this was her therapy. Maybe she didn't go to like a therapy afterwards. You know what I'm saying, to kind of
yeah,
deal with this. But I do appreciate. First of all, it was entertaining. Number one, so I'm glad she did it. But number two, there were some points where I was like, girl, you, when she was like he was missing for 2 weeks, but y'all divorce is final. Why do you care where he is? Like, if you really don't want to see him anymore, if you really don't want to have anything to do with him, why do you care so much? And why are you still investigating to find more and more and more truth? And I understand that is some people really have to like, no matter what, even if it's done, they have to continue to try to find, you know, more and more
mm-hmm.
information to prove, you know, hey, I really was just like naive, or I really was right, or whatever. But I think I'm just a different type of person. Like when I say I'm done, I'm done. I don't want to
Yeah.
keep reliving and revisiting and finding out more information that ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
do nothing but make me more pissed off and angry and mad and want to fight you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. God bless her. I mean, she's all over the place. I mean, she has social media on a chokehold, like a strong chokehold, and she is going to reap the benefits of doing this. So
Yeah, I wish the best. I agree, sis. I
absolutely,
hope the best for
congratulations.
her. Yeah, for sure. Risa Tisa, our good sis. Girls in Atlanta,
Yeah.
all of us girlies in Atlanta, y'all keep your eyes and your ears open. Okay.
Your eyes, your ears,
Your mind. Use them
connect them.
all at the same time. All of them. All at
Yeah.
once. Look, I mean, I don't, is there anything else to talk about? Are we gonna just kind of put a pin in it here? Is there anything else to discuss?
I mean, I ain't got nothing to discuss. You know, like you did say something about Monique, and just briefly, you know, I'm thinking about how the whole, I don't know, maybe we can briefly discuss this, but I know the
Yeah, okay.
whole more Monique situation with her son. And by the way, he's I feel like I'm doing
He's
that
so
white lady.
articulate.
He's very, I feel like he's very articulate. I was like, "Ooh,
He sounds very
yeah."
smart. I'm just gonna warm up my hot toddy out and it got cold, but I'm listening, sis.
Um, I was like, man, he is very, very intelligent, and my heart goes out to him because I do. I don't know if there's some truth in it. I was on the fence when I heard Monique's Man, the Shay room
That
is
he's
that's who Risa need to be on Shay room.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
yeah. It took us just about the same amount of time to watch that as it does a Shay Shay interview.
Listen, she need to be on the Shay room, but Shay is really he doing his ditty. He doing his ditty.
He
Um,
is. I'm
and
here
with
for it.
Monique being on there, it was one of those things where I was just like, I actually was really sympathetic and empathetic when I was hearing some of the things that she was saying. Although I will say this, and you don't have to listen to me, I do think that sometimes your perception of how people are towards you may not be the right perception. And I can say that about myself. Like sometimes I'd be like thinking something, the way me and you can hear one person say the same exact thing and interpret it two different ways. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for whatever reason, this is just me. Don't listen to me. I feel like Monique tends to take it the wrong way
A lot of times, yeah.
a lot of times, and so therefore she's in this predicament to where she feels that she's, and it could be just what she's gone through in her life and what
Yeah.
she's experienced and her hardship or and her struggle. And
Mm-hmm.
so instead of her taking it as a, oh well, it wasn't meant to be that way, she'll take it left field and take it as that was a jab or that was blah 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 blah. This is just how I feel,
Yeah.
outsider looking in, right? And so there are some things where, and I don't know Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey personally. I don't.
Right.
But I do feel like some of the things that she mentioned were just like, oh, okay, well maybe that's your perception. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And they may have another perception, and a third party looking in that was there, they may have a whole different perception or
Mm-hmm.
perspective. But I do think that there is a lot of bitterness in her, and you know what? God been working on me because I've been reading
Mm.
a lot of plans about forgiveness. I'm gonna send Monique one of these
Wow.
plans. I'm gonna send her one.
Send it on. Send it on.
Cause I think she just gotta get it out of her and forgive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that she
Yeah.
could get to a better space and a better place. But ultimately, I think when children are involved and you hear a child basically, and not crying out, but saying, these are my feelings and this is how I feel, and you weren't there for me in this way. I think that's important for you to be like, I don't like it. I'll say this, and maybe this is I don't know, maybe I'm trying to be more of a gentle parent. Gentle parenting is hard, y'all. But when children are expressing the way they feel, or what they in their minds they've experienced, I do think it's worth you know hearing them out, understanding why they feel that way, and trying as a parent to come to um uh, the terms of, okay, well, how do we get to a point where we can be amicable, things can be on the right track. It doesn't sound like any of those things were done based on how it played out on social media. You know, there's I don't think there's ever an appropriate time, and this is just me, to someone talking about your son and he's open, you're open to having a relationship with him, and then he posts something on live, and then instead of you hashing that out, and maybe some people feel that social media is the way that they have to you know get their point across or make their point clear. But I think I would have received it as a child better if you would have just called me up and said, hey, I saw your post on social media, you know, what can we do to make this right? But instead of doing that, you chose to go back on social media and respond to it instead, and not reach out to the source to say, hey, how can we fix this, or what can we do, or we can agree to disagree, or
Right.
whatever the case may be. But I don't know, as a mother, I don't know if it is, for me as a mother, I don't know if it is something that I would do to say my child does not like the way I have handled things, I've approached things, and I am going to respond to his or her claim from social media by going to social media instead of going to the source. If I really want to rectify and salvage our relationship, that is where I have a problem, or not a problem, because I could care less. But that is where I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Right. Something in the milk ain't clean. I agree. And I'm not a parent, so really don't listen to me. But as a child that has a mother, if me and my mom are ever disagreeing, you know, and I'm just like, I don't see it that way. This is how you made me feel, and da 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 da. Even if my mom weren't in a place to say you're right, how you feel is valid, there is something about me that would still expect for her to call me and be like, all right, how you doing? Checking in. Did you eat today? How was work? Even if she never
You
mentioned
just
it
bypass
ever,
that whole,
and we
yeah.
just never acknowledge
We
it,
go on about
she's
business
gonna
as per
continue to,
usual.
and it would be her. I as a mom, I would expect, um if I were ever a mom, that's on me to continue to reach out to my kid. Even if my kid ain't really,
Mm,
even if my kid got beef with me. Like, yeah, you might have
girl,
beef with me, and
you
fine.
said something.
Maybe I'm not ready to admit that you're right and your feelings are valid, but I'm still your mama. Hey, have you eaten today? What's up
You
with,
got home
getting,
safe.
did you get home safe? Do you got any trips coming up? Even if they don't want to answer their phone call, even if they have me blocked, I'm going to call them, email them, hit them up. I love you. I love you. I'm here for you. Your mama love you. I know we're not on the best of terms right now, but I love you, and I'm always be here for you. I feel like
Yes.
even when I hear people that say, like, oh, the relationship is too strained, I just don't want to reach out. And I'm like, I totally get that. Like, if you made bad decisions and now you are in a very vulnerable place,
Sorry.
and that, girl, you so
Yes.
strong. Wow.
I don't know where it went. You've been bugging me for a
You
minute.
clapped the heck out of that thing.
It gone.
Oh, where your zappers? That's what you need, your fly swatter.
No, I ain't got it around. I gotta charge it, child.
Child. But yeah, no, even I think, like, you're in a much more vulnerable spot if you feel like, you can acknowledge as a parent, all right, maybe I wasn't there for a period of time like I should have been for my kid, and now that door isn't as open, or maybe it's completely closed. But once you come into the awareness and you're like, hey, I actually know that I wasn't on my A game. Now I want to make an effort. Sometimes that calls for even more work. So on Monique's part, she says, like, I wasn't a great mother to him. And in the same breath, she's like, and then the door is always open. I'm like, well, no, if
You
you
gotta
did the
put in the
damage,
effort.
you
You
got
gotta
to do
put
the
in the
work to
effort.
repair. It ain't no, the door is open. I said, I'm sorry one time. You said you're sorry, but for years, you neglected this child. For
Oh
years,
God.
you mistreated this child and made him feel like he was not wanted by his mother. So it
Mhm.
is your job, when you come into the awareness that you were not a good mom, once you
Mhm.
come into the awareness that you were not doing the things that you were supposed to do, now it's your turn to do it.
Mhm.
So if it
Yeah.
takes
Period.
years,
Point
if
blank.
it takes for the rest of your life until you die knowing, my baby
I
knows.
tried. And he know or she know I love him, and I kept trying, and I didn't give up.
Exactly.
You
And
know.
even sometimes,
Mhm. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, like, even with like Kirk Franklin, it makes me think of his story. Like, he was
Mm-hmm.
telling the man on his deathbed who he thought was his father, like, you weren't there. And this man, probably knowing good and well, he wasn't either
He
sure
wasn't
or he
even his
knew.
daddy.
He like, well, I did the best I could. So he's at least there for Kirk to like get that off. And now Kirk being like this over 50-year-old person who has children, probably grandchildren of his own, he's saying, now my biological father is like actually actively
Mm-hmm.
showing me, okay, I'm here whenever you're ready, but I'm here and I'm going to make the effort. But whenever you're ready, I'm not forcing you
Yes,
to have a relationship with me, but I am going to consistently reach out to you and let you know that I am here for
I'm
you. You
here.
know what I mean? So I just think, to me, that really is, I
100%.
can, I do honestly empathize with the parent who has to put themselves in that vulnerable, place to be like, sh- expose themselves like I was trash. Like, who wants to face
Absolutely.
something like that has
Yeah,
to be
that's
very challenging and very uncomfortable. But it's worth it. I do think it could be worth it.
100%. And I'll just say this: two very clear instances come to mind, and I think in my lifetime, I've heard more men be on this end versus women. But
Yeah.
in recent years, I've I've known of one woman to be on this end,
Mm.
and it's been very eye opening to me because I'm I feel like I'm such an involved mom. I'm such an overprotective mom. My kids, they be here and there, and I be like, why your location ain't on? What you doing? Where you at? You all right? You ate today? Have you getting enough sleep? Did you passing your, all these things, right? But I remember years ago having a conversation with a gentleman, and I was just telling, it was like, well, the kids don't reach, my kids don't reach out to me. And I was just like, it's honestly, it's not your job to reach out to your kids to reach out to you. It's your job to reach out to your kids. Like, I have teenagers that have lived in my house that I come home to every single night. And if I don't call, text, go knock on their door, they ain't coming for me. They ain't checking for me. I always gotta check on them. Like, it's just now to the point where my kids will, like, okay, especially if I'm going out of town. My kids will check on me if I'm going out of town. Or if they know I got something going on and they like, okay, this is out of the norm, mom, let me check on my mama. But ultimately, I am the one that's checking in on them, making sure that they're good, making sure they don't need anything. Did you eat? You got a little change, a little pocket change. You know what I'm saying? My family helped me out with that a lot, but it is my responsibility. And I was telling this person who did not really have the relationship with their child, to be like, you got to show this child that no matter what, if it takes years, like you said, that you are always going to fight to be a part of their lives, no matter what. That is non-negotiable. Okay, you might be mad at me. You might be mad at me over some stuff that I did when you was 10 and I hadn't showed up. I'm here now, and I'm gonna keep showing you that I'm here. You know.
Hmm.
On the flip side, I've recently seen an older woman do that to her children,
Mm.
and it was a matter of the woman was saying that, yes, I've done a lot of things wrong, but I'm not going to continue to apologize. This is the last time I'm going to apologize. And it hurt my heart to its core because I don't know, even though I feel like, our mom and our dad, they're strong-willed, and there are a lot of things that we don't always match well on, and we don't agree on. but we can always agree to disagree. And like you said, one of the things that we're always going to do, we always going to check in on each other. We always going to call each other. If I'm mad at you or if you mad at me, we going to, okay, well, somebody got to suck it up, buttercup.
At some point, yeah.
At some point, we're not going to go
Especially
weeks.
a parent to
And
child. Yeah.
absolutely, our parents aren't going to go weeks or months without talking to us or reaching out to us or saying, "Hey, just checking in on you. I love you," or "Hey, you need anything?" Hey, whatever the case may be. I cannot fathom being in that situation. I know how sentimental I get about my parents in general. I couldn't even imagine being in a situation where I know we haven't had the best relationship and you're telling me that you're not going to apologize because you've already apologized and you that this is the last time. So I feel like that's how Monique handles it. But
I agree.
honestly, I just hope that she gets the help that she needs and her son gets the help that he needs and they
Yeah, really more so him. And I actually do empathize with Monique, but
I do too.
I
Because
think
maybe
she's
she
made
just doesn't know any better.
I think she does, and I think she's made her
You think
decision.
so?
For me,
Okay.
she looks like a woman who knows, who's well aware, and she's just made her decision, and
She
that's
just
fine. You can
stuck
make
with
your
that.
decision. I cannot agree with the way that you do things and think that your decision is wrong. And it
And
don't
then
have.
don't criticize me about it,
Yeah, I'm
about the
not.
way I
I'm
feel.
exactly. It's perfectly fine that she feels it's to me. It seems like she's made her decision. I actually feel it's not like what she's saying is so unheard of and it's just I don't get it. I actually a part of me does understand what she is saying and how in
Mm-hmm.
her mind it works for her and makes sense for her. I think it's wrong. I don't think you should
Yeah.
handle your kid like that. I don't think that you should
Mm-hmm.
choose your three kids by your current spouse to decide to check in on parenthood and think you don't have to do some damage control on the child that you already had.
Absolutely.
Me, myself, personally. But I personally think that it's not a thing of she just doesn't see it. I think she's made her decision. Part of me feels, you there, sis?
I'm here. Yeah, just
Okay. Part of me feels like it might be too painful of a place for her to go back, or she might have too much pride to,
pride. I think it's
yeah,
pride.
and it might
Mm-hmm.
be a combination of
Might be
both.
a combination of both, right?
Yeah, because the way that she looks at her current husband, it sounds like her savior, like, oh, he saved me from me being this hot, horrible mess. And two things can be true at the same time. He probably could have, and then maybe that also came with some not so great things as well. So, and like she said, you ain't got a man, me. So you ain't got no husband. So I can't be talking about what works
Well,
and
I
what
got a husband.
well, speak on it, sis.
Okay.
But
No,
no, that's kind of how
seriously.
I feel in Monique. But shout out to all of them, and I really do hope her son is able to
Absolutely.
work through it without. One of the things that my therapist and I like discovered. I love to talk about one of me and my thing and my therapist, child.
Come
Okay,
on now.
she recently we were talking about wounds caused by people and
Mm.
how a lot of times people who didn't cause those wounds have to help heal them. And she was like,
Mm.
yes, and we were talking about how people are quick to say, myself included, oh, I'm doing the work, I got to heal myself, and you need to do your work and heal, you need to be healed or on your healing journey. She was like, I get why people say that because you do have to take responsibility for your own process, but
Mm-hmm.
you do need other people to help with that healing. That's why we're talking about our community or our tribe or our support system. They're
Mm.
there to help heal those wounds. And she asked me, she was like, would you even want this person that wounded you to come back into your life and to heal that wound? And I was like,
No.
no, I don't. Like, I don't necessarily want that. She was like, okay. So that means that you, along with the people that you do love, that do love you, that do
Mm-hmm.
support you,
They
they're the
have your best
ones
interest.
that
Yeah.
you have to rely on to kind of help heal that wound. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that makes so much sense. So that's that just made me think of like with him specifically, even if he never gets that healing from his mom or if she
Yeah.
never comes back, or
That's
if
good.
he decides to not open that door, hopefully he has a community and he says has a child, and maybe
Yes,
he
he
can
can create that. Mm-hmm.
that dynamic with his child, and just blessings to both of them, and whatever decisions Monique may or may not have made, maybe at some point she will kind of come around and contribute
Mm-hmm.
to her son's healing as well, if he wants that.
Amen. Just listen. Keep everybody in prayer because it's too much going on in this world, and
Oh,
all we need is prayer. All we need a little Jesus, not a lot of
yeah,
Jesus.
a
We need
lot
a
of
lot of
Jesus.
Jesus and a little therapy. That'll go a long
Ooh,
way. Jesus
that's
and
the
therapy
formula. That's the formula.
go a
You know what?
long
Who
way.
else needs prayer? And
Ooh.
I know y'all don't like when I say this, but I've had a bone to pick with these singers who have been singing bad notes, and I have one more to add to the congregation. And yes, you know who I'm talking about, Sister Keys. I don't think we've talked about her,
We
Sister
didn't talk
Alicia
about Usher's performance either. Let's just get it. Well, I mean, we got time.
Usher.
We got
We
nothing
do.
to do.
We ain't got nothing else to do. Y'all come on in, come on out. Okay. Usher is flawless. Alicia, the note. We all heard it.
Okay, so let me just say this. Did you know? Okay, I I'm not even kidding you. We first of all, it was so classic how mom texted us in the group like, "What did y'all think about that Usher performance?" And then when you started talking about Alicia Keys, no, she was like, "Yeah, I heard that."
God, she said,
Is this lady?
I'm like,
She's
girl, you heard
hilarious.
the note. She
You
is
heard
so
the
funny.
note. She's hilarious.
She
But
heard that note.
I had already planned, and me and my husband were out. However, we were at one of his coworkers' house, and she had a split foyer. So she had downstairs, and the TV was kind of turned where we were upstairs, watching it from the kitchen.
Okay,
And I was
okay.
like, okay, y'all, I gotta go downstairs when the concert starts, right?
Period.
I was the only one downstairs by myself. Ow, 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 ow,
No
ow,
one.
ow, ow, ow. Oh yeah. I was like, oh baby, listen. I was
You
real
break it down like that,
reserved.
sis?
I
How
was
you break
real
it down?
reserved. But as soon as Usher, right. And so I was doing all of it. I was like, y'all better be glad I ain't got no skates on. Ooh, okay. I was getting it, right? I was getting it. So then I was like,
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
it was quiet. It wasn't loud, but I wanted to rewatch it again. I said, okay, I'm gonna rewatch it tomorrow.
Okay, so you got okay.
I rewatched it and I said, well, wait a minute. That's not the note that Alicia hit yesterday.
It's not the note. They
I can't
tuned
believe.
that up.
I was
This is
like,
the
I didn't even
magic
know
of
that
the
was
studio. This is the magic of the
God.
studio,
And
folks.
I didn't know that for a couple of days until I started hearing people talking about. Actually, let me tell you what happened. Me and Mike, we went to the Hawks game. Remember we went to the Hawks game?
Yes.
We were in a really turned up section. They were all like ticket holders, right? This white guy next to me, he was talking to us about the Super Bowl, and he was like, "Yeah, y'all remember how Alicia Keys hit that bad note? But if you go anywhere on social media now, you won't hear that bad note that she hit.
Oh
They
my
done auto-tuned
gosh.
it." And I was like, "That is what happened," because I was listening to it, and I was like, "That is not the same note that she hit last night."
Precisely. Precisely. And you know what? I'm not mad at it.
I
But what
am mad at it.
I'm not mad that they fine tuned the note.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
mad that she hit the wrong note in the
Why?
first place.
Why does she keep going for this high? Why don't she come down some? Come down some. Come down some. You can't hit that no more.
Put me on your team, Alicia. I need to consult you because the people that are currently consulting, they don't know what the heck they're talking about. Okay?
Quiet as it's kept, she's never been able to hit that note.
She's
But
never been able to.
she's never been
Okay,
able to hit
let's
that
talk
note.
about it.
Quiet as it's kept because, and I like Alicia. Okay? I like her. I was not a fan of Alicia Keys when she first came out.
I was. My fandom faded. halfway through.
I actually became a fan along the way. I hated that song, I Keep on Falling. I hated that song. I hated that song. That was like
They
her
didn't
first song
shove
that I
it
knew
down
of.
our throats, but I liked it. I bought it.
When it first came out, I hated it. I thought it was too high of a pitch for her. I was like, she's singing off key, and for her name to be Alicia Keys.
Somebody said her middle name should be Off, Alicia Off Key.
I feel okay.
I'm
we're
sorry,
not gonna
y'all.
talk about no.
We're not gonna talk because guess what? I ain't got
disappointed.
nary a Grammy, nary a Super Bowl performance. So shout out to you, Alicia.
I was really disappointed that she
So
did
we are tired of it.
Usher a concert like that.
The community is tired of your shenanigans, Alicia, and we love you. Take it down a whole step. You play the keys. You can do that.
You can hear. Can't you hear?
Everybody takes their keys down. It's perfect. We ain't gonna judge you, girl.
It's okay. And we give you that. You know who did that also? You remember who did that? Whitney.
Whitney did that.
And she's
the greatest of all time. Whitney, Beyonce does it.
And she's
the
next greatest of all time. So I don't get what Alicia Keys be trying to prove.
I don't know either, but Alicia, you gotta stop it, man.
We would love you. We would love you so much more if you would just.
We're gonna love you. We're gonna love you the same.
We're gonna like you. We're gonna like you.
You know what?
But we would love you.
I can't fight you on that. You're right. But everything other than that, Luda. Wow, I'm in the club so ridiculous, looking in the club so conspicuous. These women all on the prowl. Your birthday suit. Hey. So it was just excellent.
Maybe that's why your man said Luda, because he saw him for the Super Bowl.
No, I won't give him that pass. And we're on the outs because of it. So he's got one more strike. And no, let me stop. You know what? The stuff that I be saying really be coming true. It's crazy. It might take a while. I have to tell you offline what just happened recently. Girl, it takes a while, but it be like God said, remember you had said that? All right. Now hush. So let me hush. Because I like him.
I like him too. Okay.
Oh wait, my bad. What we put. Man, I've been watching Club Shay Shay and Nightcap nonstop, even though. Nightcap, is that the one with Ocho Cinco? I think that's the one with Ocho Cinco. Yeah, it's funny. Ocho Cinco. Okay, and then we're done because this has gone so long. There was a clip of Ocho. It was saying like, this is how confident you got to be when you know you're wrong, and it was something like Ocho Cinco was talking about the Bible. And he said something about a verse, and Shay Shay was like, "How many books in the Bible?" He said 32.
That's pathological. That's pathological.
And he didn't skip a beat. And then Shay Shay was like, "What's the first book in the Bible?" He said Leviticus.
You joshing me. You joshing me.
I have to find this clip and send it to you, Nisa. I cackled. He didn't miss a beat.
He was playing, right?
I don't know. Then he's like, what's the last book of the Bible? He said something like Appalachian. It was something totally unrelated to the Bible, the Holy Bible. It was like a Rocky Mountain or something. Now it was hilarious.
On the read the whole Bible plan.
365 days. Anyway. You gotta okay, last thing, y'all. Are we gonna make this decision? We might be going to once a month, live once a month.
It might be the best idea, guys, and it's really just something that we have to come to terms with because our lives be busy. Our life be lifing. And we just gonna be honest. We had pre-recorded last week and just
I was out of town. Excuse me.
We were both out, and it was one of those things where it was just like, okay, we missed that, and we're sorry. But ultimately, I feel like we just got to do what's best for us, and we love to do this. I know I love to do this so much. And it's just one of those things where, okay, are we going to continue? And if we're going to continue, we want to make sure that we give you guys the full content and that you're not anticipating, oh, are they going to be there on Thursday or are they not? That is never our intent. We really, really do. You know, we're hardworking women. We got multiple jobs, both of us. We have a lot going on in life, but that is not an excuse for us not to be consistent. And that's basically what we want to make sure that we're doing. And so in order for us to do that, we think that it will be best and ideal for us to possibly just do a live once a month so that we can engage with all of our listeners and those that really, you know, rock with us, and even those that, you know, may not rock with us every single week, but we appreciate y'all's support so much, and we'll always make sure to continue to update you. Forgive us for all, you know, last week being tardy to the party, but it was not our intent. We did upload it. It just wasn't the day that we typically load. So I don't know if you have anything to add, Lauren. I'm looking for my dad joke.
Oh yeah, no, we yeah, like Nisa said, we're going through some transitions professionally, personally. So we just want to try to work out the schedule, and even though we're going to be going live once a month, we'll definitely do better about letting you guys know, like on our social media platforms. Like Nisa said, sometimes we'll just be off of social media. So even like today, I just sent out a text while we were in midstream, like, hey, log in because we live, baby. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all didn't know because we didn't post it. But yeah, so we just want to have as much engagement as we can because we like when it's a big community, when we're going live. And yeah, when we're not able to like go live because okay, I literally just hopped right off of a meeting for work, logged in, so it's not, I don't have time to then go on social media and post. So yeah, we just want to make sure that we're able to plan, have everybody come and join us. We can all talk as a family, and then we can do it all over again in the next couple of weeks. So,
and truthfully, I mean, I ain't that old, but I'm a little old, y'all. I be trying, and I be like, Lauren, you're gonna have to show me a tutorial. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't. So I got to get my sister some help. She be doing all the, you know, all the backgrounds and the posting of the videos and the links. So shout out to you, sis.
Thank you,
did
sis.
that. Okay. Y'all want me to tell y'all a joke?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I got a joke for you.
Okay.
All right. Simba, y'all know who Simba is, right? Simba was walking slow. His mom turned around, and what did she say to him? Simba was walking slow. His mom turned around, and what did she say to him?
What?
You give up?
You want me to guess?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mufasa. Mufasa. I've been saving that one for y'all. Oh, I couldn't wait to tell that one.
Oh my
God. I'll be here.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do
If
about you.
If I'm not here next week, I'll be here next month. Okay.
Oh boy. Well, not the. You are so proud of this joke.
Mic drop.
Oh God. Oh, happy.
Thanks, cousin. Thanks. Mufasa.
Bye.